Let's get this 500 off right, boy! We'll come home and win the Daytona 500!
Eric Monaco is gonna win at Pocono for the Subway 100.
Jake Galloway will win at Darlington in the Powerade Truck Series.
Coming off the corner, it's going to be Ben Crouch taking home the win here at Chicagoland.
Really though? No he won't! Kuklon! What's up everyone, it's your boy NSRacing95 AKA Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to World America as we get set for the second World Course weekend on the season and the last World Course race on the season as well for both Powerade Truck Series and Rebel Cup Series for season number 3. But we might be at World America for both series, but the situations are totally different for both series as well. For the Cup guys, they are ending the round of 12 tomorrow and figuring out who will make it into the round of 8. But for these guys, we start the round of 8 here today for the Powerade Truck Series. 12 laps around this 4-mile long road course, and it's going to be a great one to see of who can get the job done in the Matt Tools 185A. So, last time out in a while, Talladega, Bobby Frazier, the part-timers, was able to get the win and steal one from these full-time drivers. So it's gonna be interesting if we can do it once again. But what we also saw last time out at Talladega was that we saw the 8 drivers that made it into the round of 8 and the 4 drivers that got eliminated. Noah Clifton, Jimmy Baylor, Brett Sierra, and Shane Winslow. All 4 of those guys have been really strong this season, especially Baylor. But he's out. The two Thor split colors that will end the playoffs, Clifton and Baylor, they are out. The one Hattori Racing Enterprise color that was left is out, and the one Jan's Motorsports truck is out. So those are 4 big names, but we should have 8 big names left here in the round of 8, and these are the 8 that are left standing. The number 6 of Benny Watson comes in here with the only guy with 3,015 points with those 3 wins that he has for New England Benny Racing. Very strong, and he has a 1-8 shot at winning the title, and he has a pretty decent shot at making it into the Final 4. PJ Williams for KBM, he is second in points, 3,005. Roger Hampton for Jordan Anderson Racing in the number 3, he's 3,005 points. And then for AM Racing, the number 22 of Osman Ahmed, 3,000 points. And then Nathan Baylor, Francois Chastain, Keegan Thompson, and Eli Bright all have 3,000 points as well, but they are below the cutoff line. Basically, it's a 5-way tie for 4th right now, but that won't be the case after this race, that's for sure. And with that being said, it's gonna be a wild round of 8, Chicagoland, World America, and Phoenix. And it's gonna be a great one here today at World America for the Matt Tools 185K, Josh Ramson, Peter Williams, Nathan Baird, Eli Bright, Nolan Scott, Owen Miles, Christian Vargas, Justin Zidell, William Minnick, and Keegan Thompson rounds out the top 10. 12 laps on tap, and it's going to be a good one. We will have 1 pit stop. I don't know when, but we will have 1 pit stop here in this one. So, the round of 8 is here, boys. Josh Ramson and PJ Williams. The Matt Tools 185K, and the start of the round of 8 is green at World America. And they are all the way wrecking in the back. And there's a stack-up effect. Chloe Smollett, looks like Jake Galloway. A lot of tweets got held up from that, but I don't see too many championship contenders that were involved, though. So I think we are good. But a spin off of turn number 2, just like what we saw in the qualifying race. I will say that as Nathan Baylor's really wide off of that turn, all the incidents that happened in this 12-lap race, we will review them at the end of this race, so don't have to worry about that. PJ Williams really wants to take this lead away from Josh Williamson. Of course, PJ Williams, really strong regular season, won the regular season championship, won at Pensacola. He almost didn't even make it into round of 8, thanks to Talladega, but he made it, and he has something to prove here in the round of 8, and right now he's the highest out of the playoff drivers, ahead of Eli Bright in 3rd. Yeah, Chloe Smollett, he has a lot of back-end damage, so I think he was the main guy that was involved in that melee. Looks like Trey Smith also got some damage, potentially with a hood buckle, as someone got into the gravel, but yeah, it doesn't look like that was too bad of a problem in turn number 1. I say almost right there with Landon Smith Jr. But lap 1 is in the books. Josh Williamson lean PJ Williams, but PJ Williams to the inside with a slingshot move, and he's gonna try to take the race lead. And he has Eli Bright right behind him, a fellow championship contender right behind him. But now Eli Bright gonna go up to the top and try to help Josh Williamson down these long straightaways. This is a unique road course. Long straightaways, tight turns. It's not like Watkins Glen, where it's long straightaways and fast turns. Most of these turns you have to take them really slow. So it's a very unique road course. And PJ Williams is going to take the race leeway. Not quite Josh Williamson. Sin got there and shoved PJ Williams up the racetrack. They almost went through wide for second, but they're going to settle it back down, and now we have a battle for second between Eli Bright and PJ Williams. There will be a pit stop in this race. I'm not entirely sure when, but there will be a pit stop in this race. So that could ultimately shake up everything late in the going. But PJ Williams will he will take second place right back from Eli Bright, and now on Miles trying to take second. The third, I mean, from Eli Bright, just inside Dell up front. He has, we haven't seen him that much this season. Nathan Bayard, who's still third, he's fallen back, but he's starting to make some moves. Noggin Scott as well, Christian Bogus. So, as the 21 of Noggin Scott, right when I was complimenting him, he went way wide off of that turn. We saw that be the 12th spot and had 2 crashes back-to-back laps in the qualifying race earlier. So, that is a sketchy part on the racetrack. And yeah, Chloe Smollett definitely the slowest car on the racetrack with that back-end damage, not what he wanted. And now Noah Clifton, and actually some sorts of pain on lap number 3. Shane Winsloff, Foyles, Jake Galloway, and Trey Smith. I think these are guys that might have gotten involved in that lap 1 incident. Yeah, because they're not taking any ties or nothing, so I think they were just all involved in that incident on lap number 1. Meanwhile, going back up to the lead, going back up to the lead, PJ Williams trying to close down on Josh Williamson in this number 45, and he has a big speed rush, and he tried sending it, but he couldn't quite get the Williams. He is really fast in his number 46 KBM Toyota. Been fast all season long, and he is showing why he deserves to be in the round of 8. But like for him, he just needs to stay clean. Cause if we know, oh no, why am I saying something? Eli Blight into the tire barrier at the 12th spot and into into the tire barrier into in the carousel turn. Oh boy. And that is one of the 12 spots. And Ultimate Almond's gonna get screwed because of Eli Blight. Oh man, Eli Blight into the tire barrier, and he's holding up everyone because of it. Ultimate Almond goes wide right there, and they're gonna go 3 wide around him. Chaos here on lap number 3. Blight into the outside wall, 3 wide, with a lot of playoff implications in between all of this. Now Ben Watson goes wide in the last turn. So many mistakes from so many drivers. Meanwhile, battle for the race lead between Williamson and Williams. Now Justin Zaidel, who I'm still sorry I put him as a rookie and he's not. Technically, because he was in season 1 of the Powerade Truck Series when it was called the M&M's Truck Series. But Justin Zaidel up to 3rd, on Miles up to 4th, Ferguson 5th, Nanico in 6th, Matt Sanson in 7th, Brett Sierra in 8th, who got eliminated at Talladega. And then we got a whole group of trucks from 9th on back. Oh boy. Told you this was gonna be crazy. Well, America always is. And for these truckers, they've raced here before in season 2. But for the Cup guys, they've never raced here before. Of course, some of them are doing double duty, but for a lot of them, they've never raced here at All America. At least the Cup cars haven't. So that's gonna be really interesting tomorrow. That's for sure. But right now, PJ Williams out front, trying to get his 2nd win on the season here today at Road America, and he has the race lead over Josh Williamson. But now Seidel, he is moving. PJ Williams' teammate Justin Seidel has caught up to these top 2, and now he's trying very, very hard to get by Josh Williamson for 2nd. But here's the interesting thing. And oh, Jake Gow, something just happened to Jake Gow. He is on pit road. I was about to mention that because he stayed out, well, because he pitted before everyone else, then he could maybe stretch it. But that's not going to happen for him. Baylor was also another one that did a different strategy, I believe. Winslow, Foyles, and Trey Smith. Wait, no, it was Trey Smith, Foyles, Winslow, and Jake Galloway that did the strategy in that pit on lap 2, lap 3. So there's gonna be one pit stop. I don't know when that will happen, but it could very well work out in their favor. But it didn't work out in Jake Galloway's favor because he is all torn up in that number 51 machine for KBM. Now Josh Williamson going back to the race lead, at least trying to, on PJ Williams. But Williamson goes off the racetrack, and now Williams is going to take back the race lead. And now Zaidel makes a mistake and he's going to fall back, and now on Miles is going to try to catch up with him. There's just so much. Oh, Matt Sanderson off into the carousel. But I don't think he has any damage from it, though. We didn't see that happen at all in the qualifying race, but we've seen it happen already twice. Here on that number 5. But meanwhile, back out front is KBM 1-2 at World America. PJ Williams out front. Zaidel in 2nd, Williamson in 3rd. Vargas in 4th, and Owen Miles is going to pit on lap number 5. Feeling interesting strategy for him. And so is Matt Sanson and Bobby Frazier off the racetrack, the most recent winner. Looks like Eli Bright is pitting. So very interesting strategies. I don't know of what the fuel window is. It might be lap 5 to lap 6. If that's the case, then that's why I halfway. But I think it's like lap 5 to lap 8. So this could be very interesting on who could make it and who couldn't make it, or who can't make it. But right now it is all PJ Williams out front here at World America on that 6 of 12 at the line. This time by we will be halfway through the Matt Tools 185K, and Williamson still trying to take second away, and he's going to take it, and now Vargas is going to try to follow him and take third away from Seidel. But he won't be able to. Things starting to calm down a little bit here for this lap, but everything is all but calm right now here at World America. That's for sure. Make sure no one crashes and goes into the tire barrier in one of the harder turns on the racetrack, the carousel, and looks like everyone's good. No, they're not. Francois Chastain with a massive mistake. He's gonna lose 5, 7, 8 spots because of that. He was 24th and now he's gonna be 32nd. One mistake can cost you 8 positions, and that's what just happened to Francois Chastain. A wild race up to this point. Halfway through the Matt Tools 185K, and it looks like most of these guys are staying out. You know, on that number 6 and now on that number 7. DJ Reed is paying though. So one thing I'm noticing is that some people are definitely short pinning a lot. But most of the field are just trying to stretch it as far as they possibly can, which probably is the best idea. But we just have to wait and see. So out of the playoff drivers, PJ Williams is leading. This is the highest one of them. Keegan Thompson, last time by, was in 9th. Nathan Baird is, I think, 14th, 15th. Yeah, 15th. Harmon in 16th. Benny Watson trying to move up. He's 23rd, I believe, trying to get 22nd. And right behind him is Roger Hampton. And then, of course, Francois Chastain, we saw his mistake. He's back in 28th right now. So, and of course, here, Eli Bright, probably the worst one out of it. He is 34 or 5 to gain into the tire barrier. So a long way to go. Where did Peter Williams go? Oh, there he is. Something happened to PJ Williams that I completely missed. Because he went from being in the lead to being in 5th. Well, gotta love it when stuff happens. When they're not looking, and looks like on that number 7, most of these guys are gonna pit past halfway. Right past halfway. And it looks like that is the case. Almost the entire field pits on that number 7. So yeah, I think what possibly might have happened for PJ Williams is that he might have gone into the carousel and got into the gravel and lost all those spots. I don't see any damage on his Toyota though, so that's a good thing. But Seal with a great pit stop, Casey Nealon with a good pit stop, but Seal has a donut on the side of his car though. So does Owen Miles. So something happened between those guys. I will say this again at the end of the race. I will review all of the carnage that has happened in this race. So you don't want to miss the ending if you want to see what happened to some of these guys. Because some of these guys have donuts on the side of the truck stop, and I don't know why. So, but I believe Justin Seidel will be the race leader at the line here at Mold America, and almost everyone is gonna be good to go on fuel. I don't know about the guys that short pitted. They should be good if it's 7 laps and they pitted. Some of them pitted on lap 2, lap 3, so no. The guys that short pitted, they will probably have to pit towards the end of the race. So they might be like up in the leaders, or like up in the mid pat, but they're not gonna stay up there for long. But right now, Justin Seidel is leading. Brett Seal with a donut on the side of his truck in second. Nanko in third. Vargas in fourth. Thompson in fifth for GMAS Racing. Josh Williamson in sixth. Owen Miles in seventh. Winsdorf in eighth. Russell in ninth. And rounding out the top 10, if I'm right, is the 21 of Noggin Scott. And I am right, so that is top 10 PJ Williams for making a mistake on the racetrack and getting a bad pit stop. He went from first to 11th as we are 3 wide up here. Keegan Thompson, Josh Williamson, and Owen Miles. And Keegan Thompson with an incredible move on the top side. He is just trying to defend 5th place. And we have a massive pat behind him that wants that 5th place spot instead. And something just happened to Stephen Cohen. A tie went down for that number 17 team. For DJ Quasley. None of the drivers are returning. Stephen Cohen and Dale Campbell are leaving, and that team is switching from Ford. Switching to Ford from Toyota. So it'll be interesting of how DJ Quasley does next season. But right now, we have 4 laps to go in the Matt Tools 185K. And things are looking kind of weird, not gonna lie. Some people that we've not seen up front all season long, like Owen Miles, we have seen him here and there, but he's not really been that fast. Russell, this season 2 champion, he's been awful this season. And oh jeez, they almost made contact. I think they did make contact. Excuse me, I think they did make contact. That's amazing. And they almost caused a massive pile up, but they saved it, and they are still making contact in this pack. But meanwhile, coming to 3 laps to go, and no one is catching up with Justin Seidel right now. Seidel, of course, made it to the Final Four in season number 1, but that was when that season got short and became like a 6-race season that I regret. But Seidel's technically not a rookie, so I apologize for making him a rookie. But Seidel, he's trying to get a win here at World America. I don't know if he's ever won in the Powerade Truck Series. I don't know if he won in season number 1. since that was in 2018. But for Justin Seidel, he wants to get this win, but he has to hold off Brett Steele in case of the Yanko. But right now he's doing a good job. These two keep on battling for second right behind him, and as long as they do that, Seidel can just keep on pulling away. And thing that is also helping Seidel is that Brett Steele has a little bit of damage, and that's gonna help him even more as Brett Steele makes a mistake and goes wide, and he's gonna lose second. He's gonna lose third. He's gonna lose fourth. Well, he's gonna go from second to fourth because of that mistake. Wins off in fifth. Russell in seventh. I'm in sixth. I mean, that's what happened to Keegan Thompson. What happened to Keegan Thompson? Wasn't he like top 5? Vince Chastain goes off in the carousel for the second time. That's what happened to Keegan Thompson. Oh, that's what happened to Keegan Thompson. Keegan Thompson is destroyed. He was in 5th, and now he's destroyed. So Keegan Thompson is out of this race. Tough break for Keegan Thompson. Was in P5. And now he is done for the day with 2 laps to go. Now Justin Seidel has a 2.31 second gap over Casey Nianco in second. Vargas in third. Sierra in fourth. Williamson in fifth. Russell in sixth. Miles in seventh. Lee Waymanek in the eighth. How about Stephen Thompson in the number 33 in ninth? And then running out the top 10 is Noggin Scott, PJ Williams in 11th. Jonathan Hoff, who we've not seen all season long, who I don't think will be returning to the truck season next season. He is in 12th. DJ Reed in 13th. Ultimate Norman in 14th. Nathan Bailey in 15th. Bradley Ream, who I believe started deep in the field, is in 16th. Actually, yeah, trying to take 15th away. Frazier, our most recent runner in 17th. Matt Sanson in 18th. Landon Smith Jr. in 19th. And rounding out the top 20 is the season 1 champion Juan Garcia. Man, things have changed here at World America, and it's looking fairly likely that Justin Seidel will win the Matt Tools 185K as long as he does not make a mistake. And he's honestly not made a mistake all race long. He's been just as fast as his teammate PJ Williams, but the thing that hurt PJ Williams is that he made a mistake on the racetrack, and his pit crew made a mistake on pit road. So because of that, that took out PJ Williams for the race win. And now Justin Seidel is 4 miles away from winning here at World America. White flag, final lap for Justin Seidel at World America. Can he survive 4 more miles around this road course? Nianco in second. Vargas still in third. Brett Steele in fourth. Josh Williamson in fifth. Russell's in sixth. And the top 10 has not changed, besides PJ Williams cracking inside the top 10 now. I pretty much want to say that this race, or this win, is pretty much over, as there's the 99 of Jeremy Baylor. I mentioned that he tried short pitting, and he was not able to short pit long, or like save enough fuel to make it all the way. But the gap is 2.63 seconds last time by, and as long as Justin Seidel does not make many costly mistakes, he will win the Matt Tools 185K. Nianco in second, Vargas in third, Steele in fourth, and Josh Williamson in fifth. No one else has made any mistakes up to this point since Keegan Thompson. And I just jinxed it. Leroy Minnick makes a big mistake, goes wide and into the tire barrier. Tough break for Leroy Minnick right there, as he's gonna break dance and back into the tie battle once again. Leroy Minnick, he was inside the top 10 and 7th, and he made a mistake in that carousel. That is probably one of the hardest spots on the racetrack, and it bit 2 people that were inside the top 10 late in this race. But coming off of the final turn, Justin Zidell, the number 18 for KBM, will win the Matt Tools 185K at Road America. And you know what? Now KBM has won 3 times this season. With 3 different drives. Peter Williams has a win, Jake Galloway has a win, and now Justin Zidell has a win. If they want all 4 of the drives to win, then they just need the number 4 truck of Juan Garcia to get a win in these last 3 races. But KBM, obviously one of the stronger teams this season, mostly dominated by PJ Williams and Jake Galloway, but Justin Zidell showing his world course magic, and he gets the win here at Road America. Before we show you the finishing results, let's see what all happened with all this chaos here at Road America for Season 3 of the Powerade Truck Series, and for the start of the round of 8 here for the Powerade Truck Series. This was the first accident on lap number 1 and in turn number 2. Cody Smart got to the inside of Bobby Frazier, who went really wide, and then just like in the qualifying race, it happened again. Down the track, they went into Brett Steele. That's where he got his door damage. And Baylor Winslow involved. Alexi nowhere to go. And then nowhere to go for foils. Jake Galloway. Roger Hampton got a small piece of it as well. So a mini big one-ish, I guess you would say. Here in turn number 2 at Road America, and that was the first incident. And no, Clifton also got a piece of it, and same for Trey Smith. So that was the first incident here at Road America, but it was definitely not the last. This was the second incident of the day. Third place at the time, Eli Bright made the mistake, went too wide in the carousel. That's happened so many times here at this racetrack across multiple leagues. And for Eli Bright, some people were able to save it, but he couldn't. And he ran right into the tire barrier. And he was able to continue from this, but he was never able to regain all of those spots. He never was able to with that hood damage and all, and unfortunately that is gonna definitely hurt Eli Bright's chances at making it into the Final 4 in the Powerade Truck Series. This was the third incident, same thing that happened to Eli Bright, and this was going to be a big time factor in a pattern throughout the race. First, Eli Bright and then Jake Galloway made the mistake and in the carousel, running off the track into the tire barriers. The number 3 for the carousel was Matt Sanderson, and the number 30 for On Point Motorsports. He didn't really hit it too much, he just tapped it, so he wasn't that bad. But that happened to be the third straight lap that someone messed up the carousel, but it would not be the last. So these were victims 5 and 6 as before. Francois Chastain did the same thing, but PJ Williams and Josh Williamson both went off the carousel at the same exact time, and the top 2 became 5 and 6 in 1 turn. And this happened to Stephen Cohen. We knew that he blew a tire, but I did not know about this. He tried getting out of the way the best he could, but then Noah Clifton ran right into the back of him and spun him around right in the middle of the racetrack. Luckily, no one else got into him, but tough way for Noah Clifton and Stephen Cohen right there in turn number 1. Then we got victims 7 and 8. Brett Sela went off into the carousel, but he was just fine. But then, on the same lap, Keegan Thompson, who was in 5th, he got into the carousel and he was not so lucky and got into the tire barrier. And that was what ended Keegan Thompson's day after being in P5. So, that's 8 victims in that carousel so far, and we still have a couple of laps left to review to see what happened. Then we have victim number 9, Leroy Minnick. You don't know what happens. He got off the track and then into the tire barriers, into the tire barriers, and then for some odd reason he decided to go backwards and hit the tire barrier again and again and again. So that was a tough way for Leroy Minnick, but I believe that was it since that was on the final lap. But at the end of the day, Justin Zaidel was able to survive the carnage. He had a fast truck, and he was able to win here at Road America and for the Matt Tools 185K. A great one for that number 18 team for Justin Zaidel. Gets the job done in race number 13 on the season. And this is going to be very interesting for the playoffs and for the playoff picture, because the only one I see that finishing inside the top 10 is PJ Williams. So this can be interesting. PJ Williams got 9th, Harvin got 12, Bates 14, Hampton in 20th, Watson 23rd, Chastain 24th, White 26th, and then of course we all saw what happened to Keegan Thompson in 34th. So that Keegan Thompson is going to take the worst hit out of anyone. Yeah, so that's going to be very interesting. An interesting race, that's for sure. We all knew it would be a pretty good race, and it was. And Justin Zaidel for KBM gets the job done here at Road America. And what a race now. Well, these guys, they knew of what they were doing for the most part, because they were here last season for the Truck Series. So they knew of how to drive this track for the most part, for most of them. But that's not, I don't know, I don't think that's going to be the same case now in the Rebel Cup Series race. Because one, not only is it the first time that the Cup Series has ever gone to World America, but it's the cutoff race as well. So that's going to be interesting. Now, of course, if they have raced here before in IndyCar or Powerade Truck Series, then they might know, as I don't know why Lee Warner is going back out on okay. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure, for the Milwaukee Tools 400, I believe. So that's going to be an interesting one for sure. The round of 12 finale. And the final race before we get to the Cup sides. We'll get to the Cup side, and for them to have their round of 8 start here soon. Things are picking up. New computer, and we are gonna rush through the rest of the season. Like I said in the Discord, if not in the Discord, I'm gonna say here, my goal is to end season 3 sometime in March, and I'm gonna make that happen. So, oh boy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations, I should say, to Justin Zaidel for getting the race win in the Matt Tools 185K at Road America, and until tomorrow for the Rebel Cup Series round of 12 finale and the cutoff race for the round of 12. Until then, I will see you guys later. Bye.
My name